Hello dear viewers, and welcome to my channel on custom painted scale model kit projects as well as pre-painted scale figures. Today I'll be looking at a mid-tier pre-painted scale figure from Good Smile Company's standard size pop-up parade lineup based on their take on an iconic scene in the opening sequence of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Senpai. It's the one with Sakurajima Mai in a bunny suit in which she is arching her back and bending her right leg towards the small of her back. For this pop-up parade figurine of Mai in a Playboy Bunny ensemble, Good Smile Company is using a fair amount of creative license because when Mai strikes this pose in the opening sequence, she faces away from the camera, thus obscuring the front view. Mai's iconic pose is visible even before she has been unboxed, thanks to Pop-Up Parade's signature all-clear plastic box packaging, with thick paper inserts covering the bottom quarter of the front and sides, while completely covering the bottom and back. Inside is the pre-painted figure, encased with plastic blisters and wraps, which minimize visual obstruction of the Sakurajima Mai figure. To get a close-up look at Mai, I'll get on with her unboxing and unwrapping now, in the ASMR section of my video, with commentary to resume at the stated timestamp you see on the screen now. As I had alluded to earlier, while this Sakurajima Mai pose is certainly an iconic one as seen in the opening sequence of the Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Senpai anime, it is a sculpt and paintwork effort that Good Smile Company is using creative license to recreate, as the front view of Mai is never visible during this exact pose in the opening sequence. However, the overall positioning of Mai's limbs and head could, and as such was, easily extrapolated from what is visible from the opening sequence, especially the way she tilts her head to the side, how both her arms are being positioned to balance herself as she is arching backwards, the way she is bending her right heel towards the small of her back, as well as the flaring out of her long hair. Being a figurine at a mid-tier price point, it's disappointing to see that the black stockings on Mai's legs are nothing more than just a coat of light umber paint, simulating how black stockings would look against a fair skin tone. I'll definitely be talking more about stockings in Playboy Bunny attired figurines later in this video. But first, let's attach Mai onto her small round base and get her ready for the next phase, namely the figurine's full 360-degree view. I'll resume commentary then. In line with the average height of the standard size pop-up parade product line, this pre-painted figure of Sakurajima Mai stands at 17.5 centimeters from the tip of her left toes to the top of her head, and even higher at 21 centimeters when measured up to the top of her left bunny ear. For fans of the Rascal Does Not Dream series, of which, for full disclosure, I am one, this is one of a few iconic poses that has been adopted for pre-painted figures of Mai in a bunny attire. I for one love the choice Good Smile Company made for the pop-up parade figures pose, as not only does it make for a dynamic looking figure in mid-movement, but also successfully captures a kawaii vibe for the figure. In terms of color scheme, Good Smile Company has actually done an excellent job overall, considering the severely limited color palette of this bunny figure concept. Sakurajima Mai's Playboy Bunny ensemble comes mainly in molded-in glossy black, which was used for her bunny ears, bunny suit, bow tie, and high heels. While her stocking is black, the actual color used was a dark brown or light umber-like hue, which is a good way to simulate black stocking worn on fair skin tone. Speaking of which, to my eyes at least, there was minimal shading on her skin tones, comprising some light shades on the crooks of her elbows. And yes, her fingernails were not painted. For those of you who aren't familiar with my past videos, just know that one of my pet peeves is that most mid and lower tier pre-painted figures unfortunately have unpainted nails. And while technically Mai's hair is black, the actual paint color used was a dark grey to simulate black hair, with some streaks and patches of lighter grey being used for highlights. Then we have flat whites for Mai's collar, cuffs, and the ball of fluffy tail. The only non-neutral hues we can find on this figure are found on Mai's eyes, which are purplish blue, as well as her bunny head-shaped hair clip that was molded in light pink. This brings me to her facial details, and it's here that the pop-up parade figure series continues to shine. This version of Sakurajima Mai has a close resemblance to her animated version, so likeness factor is good. Mai certainly has the appropriate expression for her iconic pose, so in my books, Good Smile Company has used its creative license well. Though there is one thing that I'm relatively unhappy about, and that's the simple curved red line that was used to outline her smile. I feel that this cheapens the look. If they couldn't sculpt a better mouth, then at the very least, the use of a softer pinkish red would have been a better choice. With this being the second Sakurajima Mai figure in a black bunny suit in my collection, it's inevitable comparisons are made with the Taito AMP Plus Bishoujo figure in my earlier video. And it's here where the black stockings take center stage, or lack thereof in the pop-up parade version, which uses paint to mimic actual stocking, whereas the Taito AMP Plus version uses real stocking material. Technically, it's understandable why this happened, because at this small scale, it would be near impossible to get a stocking-like material to properly fit over a pop-up parade figure's legs. Nonetheless, it's still disappointing. Last but not least is the small white round base that Mai is standing on. Granted, it's pretty basic and bare bones in nature, but looking at the positive side, I absolutely love how little space the base takes up on the display shelf. This review of Good Smile Company Pop-Up Parade pre-painted figure of Sakurajima Mai from Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Senpai has the unfortunate distinction of being the first to have its rating significantly affected by that of another figure with a similar idea or concept, namely the Taito AMP Plus version of Sakurajima Mai in a black Playboy Bunny ensemble. On my previous review of the latter, I had given the real stocking-clad version of Mai a rating of Diamond or A rank due to its excellent sculpt and paintwork quality on what is essentially a budget price point. At the time this video was uploaded, the Taito AMP Plus version costs only about half the price of the pop-up parade version in the local aftermarket here in Malaysia. And therein lies the dilemma I face. Taito's bunny figure of Mai trumps that of Good Smile Company by providing an equal or higher quality figure at a larger scale and with real stocking material covering her legs, all this at a lower price point. You would then think it's a no-brainer to just give Good Smile Company's version of Mai a lower rating and be done with the review. Yet it isn't as straightforward as that when you consider the merits of this pop-up braid figure in isolation, that is, on its own merits and appeal to collectors sans any comparison. Now, if I hadn't known about the Taito AMP Plus version, by itself, this pop-up braid version, being an excellent take of Rascal Does Not Dream's main female protagonist in an enduring iconic pose, as well as a figure with good mid-tier quality in its sculpt and paintwork, would have easily gotten the A rank. But this was one instance in which comparisons had to be made, because the aforementioned Taito AMP Plus figure was, in my eyes, truly a game changer in the figure collecting hobby. It gave collectors an almost premium quality bunny figure with real stockings, not painted ones, at close to budget price figure prices. So with that in mind, this pop-up parade pre-painted bunny figure of Sakurajima Mai gets a rating of Platinum or B rank. Despite its lower rating compared to the Taito AMP Plus bunny figure equivalent, this is one pop-up parade figure that I highly recommend, more so if you are a fan of the series or character. It's an excellent figure in her own right, notwithstanding its simplicity and lack of real stockings in a bunny figure. I've included links to the Taito AMP Plus Sakurajima Mai review in the description below, so be sure to check it out to fully appreciate the comparisons mentioned. As always, thanks so much for watching. Be well and be happy. Bye bye for now and take care.